let me introduce myself. My name is Aurelia Najwa from class 33 1C and 07. I will presentation project listening comprehension that was given by Mr. Angga. Part 1. Answer the question below. Number 1. What transformation did the prince undergo after his death, and what did this allow him to realize? The answer is, after death, the prince was placed high above the city and could see all the ugliness and misery. This allowed him to realize the suffering of this city. Number 2. Why did the swallow initially decide to stay behind in the city instead of migrating to Egypt? The answer is, the swallow stayed behind because he was fall in love with beautiful red. Number 3. What was the first act of charity the happy prince asked the swallow to perform? The answer is, the first act of charity that the happy prince gave to the swallow was to take the ruby from its handle. He then gave it to a poor tailor whose son was sick. Number 4. How does the relationship between the happy prince and the swallow develop through the story? The answer is, their relationship develops as time goes by. The swallow takes care of the prince, and the swallow finally decides to stay with the prince forever, all to show the strong bond of love and loyalty. Number 5. Why does the swallow agree to stay one night with the prince, and what change in his emotions accompanies that decision? The answer is, at first, the swallow agreed to stay overnight to help the prince deliver the ruby. Then he decided to stay to deliver the sapphire. He felt sorry for the prince and the people he helped. Number 6. Why is the swallow offer to bring jewels back next spring significant in the moral structure of the story? The answer is, because the offer demonstrates the swallow's commitment to happy prince and, of course, to his charitable act. This highlights the theme of selflessness, as the swallow wants to return and continue helping. Number 7. How does the happy prince blindness deepen the story theme of inner vision? The answer is, the blindness of the happy prince emphasizes the true sight comes from empathy and unansweredness of the suffering of others. Although physically blind, he can see the true needs of the people his town. Number 8. When his town councillor compares the happy prince to a weathercock, what does he mean, and what is ironic about his statement? The answer is, the city council member intended the happy prince to just a decoration and change with the wine without any meaning. Ironically, the happy prince, despite his beauty, showed more compassion and sincerity than the council member himself. Number 9. What is the significance of God's final judgment at the end of the story? The answer is, God asked one of his angels to bring him the two most precious treasures in the city, and the angel brought him a heavy heart and dead bird. God said, because in my paradise this little bird will sing forever, and in my golden city happy prince will praise me. Number 10. Retell the story using your own word. The answer is, high above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the happy prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. He befriended a swallow, and together they helped the poor by donating the happy prince's wealth. Eventually, the swallow froze to death, and the happy prince's stubborn heart was broken, and recognized their selfless act and welcomed them into heaven. So that's all from part 1, and the part 2 is fulfill the missing part. I've lived in many different countries. both in Western Europe, the Middle East, and now here in Hong Kong. And during all of the time, I've learned 5 or 6 different languages to one degree or another. I love learning languages. Not only are they important when you move to a country, I just find them fascinating. Before I came to Hong Kong, I lived in Barcelona, Spain for 10 years. And when I first arrived, the most important thing was being able to communicate with people locally. I don't attend classes. I don't think I'm particularly good in classes. I prefer to learn by just talking to people, finding out what I need to say by looking at dictionaries and listening carefully. Other things that helped me when I first moved to Spain were watching the typical kinds of programs we see every day on channels around the world. For example, the weather. This is great because they always say the same things, so you can really quickly hear the same words repeat again and again. And the picture self, of course. Other types of program that help me learn Spanish quickly were things like game show where the same thing happen. They have a catchphrase or a slogan that they repeat endlessly when contestants win or when they're called to compete. As well as that, I used to pick up the Spanish newspaper first of all. I just accepted three was no way I was going to understand anything but 1 or 2 words. But gradually, I found that I learned lots of new things about this. I was interested because I want to know what was happening in the country I lived in. But I also knew that I could learn a lot of languages this way. So I take a dictionary with me sometimes, or I'd notice a word and I ask other people what they said, what it meant. Anyway, by far the best practice I ever had was just talking to people in the street or in shops where I'd rehearse in my head what I want to say beforehand. Before I went in, usually I made a right mess of it, first of all, but after you get over the embarrassment, it's quite funny, really, and people are very sympathetic and supporting it most cases. It took me a long time to develop a good level of Spanish. I lived there for 10 years and I think I'm very fluent now. But I think for the first few years that I was there, it was quite a struggle to hold a decent conversation. There were always lots of words and expressions that I didn't pick up on. In particular were the colloquial expressions, idioms, that kind of thing that people use in everyday talk, but you don't necessarily see written down. I didn't find those very easy to learn at all, but it was a lot of fun. And people, as I said, are really supporting when they know that you're genuinely interested in learning their language. Okay, thank you.